Guys, I really think I screwed up. A couple of nights ago, I had some buddies over, as one of our buddies was having a birthday. And for his party, we decided that we would all, play the Ouija board. And unfortunately, we had no way of knowing what we were doing at that point because we all just thought that, it was just a toy and that nothing crazy would happen from it. And well, at first, we just asked the normal questions. Who are you? Where are you from? Are you real? Things of that nature. And nothing really happened. And then after about 30 minutes of this, we kind of grew bored of it and we just kind of put it away and decided to play some Call of Duty. We were playing Call of Duty for maybe 3, 4 matches and then we heard something hit the window. Now we're in the basement, so the windows of the basement are very, very dirty, so anything outside would not be able to see us, but we kept hearing something hit the window, so we decided we needed to go look to see what it was. As we went out, we did not see anything, but we all felt like we were being watched. We checked the bushes around the house and checked the trees, and there was just nothing there. So we just feeling creeped out. We just came back in the house and locked the door, and we were hoping that we could just kind of sleep this off. And unfortunately, we didn't get very much sleep that night. As we laid down, we could hear something on the main floor walking around and then opening the door to the basement and walking up and down the stairs leading to the basement, but we didn't see anything. After a couple of hours, we just finally passed out from exhaustion, and the next day I woke up and I had to go to work. And as me and my buddies were getting ready to leave the house, we did notice that there was a strange smell on the first floor, but we didn't really think anything of it. So I just went to work and had my normal day. And that night when I got home, I was just extremely tired and I just wanted to crash. And I came home and I just kind of laid down and was hoping to just watch some TV, but the remote to my TV was gone. And I know I'd left it on my nightstand because that is where I always lay it. I texted one of my buddies and I didn't get any response, so I just decided I would turn my TV on and use the app on my phone to open apps on my Roku and just watch YouTube or whatever. And I finally was able to go to sleep. After a couple of hours, though, I heard something on the first floor and I decided that I would get up and go check. And I just slowly opened my door and peeked out and I could hear something on the first floor and then I saw the shadow. It was freakishly tall and I can't describe it. I was frozen in fear and I couldn't move and I was finally able to break out of it and I just closed my door and locked it and ran over and grabbed my phone and called the police. And the dispatcher stayed on the line with me till I heard the officer knocking on my front door. The officer checked and he was not able to find anything or no forced entry to the home or anything like that. So I felt somewhat relieved and just chalked it up to, me being paranoid. And I went to bed. Nothing else crazy happened that night, but a couple of nights later, last night actually, something really, really bad happened. I was in bed asleep and I was awoken to the smell of smoke and I wasn't able to move at all and the only thing I could move was my eyes and I kept looking around the room and then I noticed in the corner there was something standing there and it was huge. And then I remembered the shadow from a couple of nights before and I was just fighting with everything in me to just get up, just move. And I just closed my eyes and just repeatedly told myself to wake up. Then this thing let out this horrible sound that sounded like a feral hog and I opened my eyes and this thing's charging me and I don't know, guys. It fell through the floor as it got to me, and I don't know. I can't sleep there again. I can't. I'm staying with a buddy tonight, but I'm gonna have to find another place, and soon. The only thing I can tell you is Ouija boards, they're not a toy, guys. Don't ever play with them. Don't ever assume that something bad can't happen, because when you open that door, you don't know what you're letting into your home. Last night, a little after midnight, my girlfriend came out of the bedroom and asked if I would go to the gas station and get her some cigarettes as she was out. I put on my shirt and I went over to the nearest gas station, and there was no one in the parking lot, so I just parked near the door and ran in and got 4 packs of smokes and came back out. And as I was getting ready to get into my car, I heard a rustling in the bush. I look over and there's this strange person just standing there. They're just not really moving or doing anything. They're just kind of watching what I'm doing. And at this point, I just get in my car and I'm like, I'm not even dealing with this right now, and I just go to head home. And as I look over at the guy, I notice that he's following my car with his eyes. I'm waiting, just to get out onto the main road, and I notice this guy in my rear view is starting to come out from the bush and come toward my car. I immediately hit the lock button and make sure all my doors are locked, and luckily enough there was nothing coming, so I just got onto the road and just started heading home. And sure enough, I get caught by a red light that's not more than 50 feet from the actual gas station. And as I'm sitting there looking in my rear view watching this guy, I notice that now he's starting to run. And I check to make sure nothing's coming at the intersection, and I just gun it. And I'm doing 35 or 40 miles an hour, and I figure worst that could happen is I get pulled over by the cops, and this guy's going to have to explain himself, right? And I just look and I notice that this guy, even though I'm doing 40, he's still gaining on me. And I'm just, at this point, I'm just terrified because I didn't even know a person could run that fast. And I gun it. And luckily enough, as I get to the turnoff for my house, I notice that he's no longer in my rearview mirror, and I just turn off and park the car and run in the house and lock the door. And my girlfriend comes out and she's asking, what's going on. And I'm just checking out the window to make sure that this guy didn't follow me. And I explained to her what I had seen, and then I called the cops and let them know what was going on. And then I called the attendant at the gas station to let them know to be on the lookout for this guy, if it was a guy at all. How could he have moved so fast?